Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hardcover Hooligans. I'm Danilo, and I'm joined, as always, by my partner in book crime, Mac. And, Mac, I have a question for you.
Yes, I have an answer.
Okay, so if you wrote a climax to a book that was so confusing that your editor gave you a note and then told you no one would understand it, what would you do?
I'd rewrite it.
Okay, so your one caveat is you're too lazy to rewrite it.
But then I wouldn't rewrite it. Is that really what happened?
Well, I don't know. There had to have been, because the solution that Sergio Maas had was right after it's over, have one character explain to another character that wasn't there what happened.
No, really?
And that's how I, as a reader, understood what happened.
Well, it could be confusing. I'm sure they have dinner at some point, or
I mean, there's dinner in
Yeah,
this.
there's dinner.
There's dinner in this. So we are reading the second half of Sarah J. Maas's book.
I mean, literally, it is a book.
It is a book.
Yeah.
A Court of Mist and Fury. I've finished the book now. Mac has not read
Wait,
it.
press the button.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
We let the dogs out. We've got a soundboard. The applause clip's a little too long.
I think it's just perfectly too long.
As the preloaded applause. And so
It came loaded with a too long applause track.
I guess.
That's awesome.
Here, let's try it again. Let's see if I can cut it off by hitting the button.
Let's try
again.
it. Oh,
Yep.
perfect. Perfect.
So anytime I say something I want, like I say something woke, we can go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm done with this
It's over.
book. It's over.
Are there only 3 in this series?
I think there's 5.
Ooh, that's tough.
There seems to be mixed opinions on just about every single one.
I thought people liked them though.
I think people do. We'll talk about this at the end.
Yeah.
I think people like it for the vibes.
Yeah, but unfortunately there has to be a story too.
Unfortunately, it's a book, so the writing matters too.
Yeah.
So do you remember what we talked about last time? You want to give a quick summary?
Sure. So Rysand?
Yep.
Right. He works he's the owner and proprietor of the Night Court.
Yeah.
And the other guy, Tamlin, is being rude to Feyre because she's like stuck at home, right?
Yep.
Right.
He's trying to protect her, but he's suffocating her.
Right, right. And so that's going on. What else? What else happened? There was some sort of cauldron that lost its legs.
Not some sort of cauldron.
The
cauldron. Capital C cauldron.
The capital C cauldron lost its legs.
Started rolling around.
There's a book started rolling around like the Chef Boyardee commercial. Some sort of book was ripped in twain, a strongman style with a phone book.
It came ripped in half. We don't know who.
It came ripped in half. There's some sort of prison.
Yep.
A la Azkaban.
Yep. It only mattered in that one
They
scene.
met the bone carver. They met the weaver.
None of that ever comes up again.
Cool. But and I remember all of the dinner. And there was one sex scene.
There was one sex scene with Tam at the beginning, and remember, she's getting paid for all this.
Yeah, right. He's paying her a wage.
She's getting a paycheck. That comes up a couple times. It's pretty funny. So where we left off with our heroes, they are in the summer court. They're trying to do a heist to steal the first half of the Book of Breathings, because the book will cancel out the cauldron, and the evil king of Highburn has the cauldron.
Sure.
And we were like, oh, how is this going to go? They're stealing from these fairies. They meet Tarquin, the Lord of the Summer Court. He's the nicest guy ever.
Oh, good.
Who just wants to be their friend.
And now, wait a minute,
Uh-huh.
We established last time the summer court is full of dark-skinned fairies.
Yes, with silver hair.
And they plan to rob them.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
just making sure we're all on the same page.
Yep. And he's the nicest guy ever. And they decide to steal the book from an underwater vault. It triggers her because going underwater is like going under a mountain. Remember, she has PTSD from going under a mountain.
Not the same at all.
But it's fine. It's classic. They go into a room. There's like an Indiana Jones on a pedestal.
Oh,
it's
what
like,
fun.
Do we just take it? And they take it, and they walk to the door, and it slams shut and starts filling with water. And they're like, well, no, we're trapped. And Rysand is dealing with guards or whatever. But Farah gets help from those water sprite fairies that she helped evade the taxes from.
What? Was she
Remember what Tamlin was doing the tithe? And the fairies are like, we can't pay our taxes. And fairies like have these, and Farah's like, have these gems.
Right,
and she's like, we owe you a debt. And then those fairies come and like open the door so that she can escape.
How did they know she was in there?
I don't know.
Sure, okay.
they saved her, and she's like, they're like, the debt is repaid, and then they're gone. They never come up again.
Cool.
So they get the book.
That's called foreshadowing, dumbass.
Yep. So they get the book. They go back home, and the next day they get a delivery at the palace or the townhouse. They're either at the palace in the secret city or in the townhouse. And there's 3 blood rubies in it. And it means that the summer court found out what they did, and it's how they say, like, oh, there's like a price on your head.
Cool.
And you think, like, what are the implications of this to like the team and our heroes? And don't worry, it never comes up again.
Okay. So they get 3 rubies and it doesn't matter?
Right. And she's like, well, there's a price on my head. And it's like, was it worth it?
Oh, it's like when a mob sends you like the pinky of somebody you love is when these guys send you blood rubies?
Yep. It never comes up again, and
sweet.
it has no effect on the rest of the story.
All right, nice.
So that happens.
At least so far.
At least in this book, you're right. So the half of the book is in a old ancient secret language, and luckily one member of their team is an old ancient secret fairy in a normal fairy body.
This is the eldritch being?
Yeah, her name's Amryn. And so she's like, I'm gonna sit and translate this book. And on the one hand, the positive is we don't get a Brandon Sanderson like B plot where it's all her struggles, play by play of translating this book.
That is true. Which is what was that gentleman's name? Sazed?
Yeah. On the other hand, it takes her exactly the rest of the time of the book to decode the book. Of
course.
Yeah. She sort of can't do it because I don't remember the language, and then she just sort of does it through the rest of the book. Yep. The paycheck comes up again.
Oh my god! And what is the possible context of the paycheck comes up again?
She's like, he like feels bad from stealing from. Oh, this also comes up. The Tarquin after the heist. They're like, okay, why couldn't we just ask him for it? He seemed like the nicest guy ever who wanted to be our friend and ally. Right when the reader's like, wait, so why didn't they ask him for it?
They really bring that up?
Yeah, and Rysand is like, we couldn't risk him saying no, and even if. Because he could sell that information to someone that we have our plans.
You said no, just do it anyway.
Even if he said yes, we wanted to keep our secret plans for now. But granted, their secret plans are stopping a war that everyone's worried about.
Right. It's not selfish. It's heroic.
No, it's because if they don't do that, there's no heist.
Right. No, yeah. And there has to be a heist.
And then Rhys is all mad because he's doing... He's so sad because he's the Lord of the Night Court, and everyone thinks he's a big old meanie, but he's a
sweetheart,
the most nicest #feminist ever. And what Farah's like, should I go like shopping to cheer myself up or whatever, and or like should I go shopping? Should I like buy a house with my money? And he's all like, spare your paycheck, it's fine. Besides, you don't even have to pay for it. You have lines of credit in every store. Like her lines of credit come up again.
Good.
And apparently she like checks a pay stub or something at some point. And
she gets a physical pay stub?
I don't know. Like checked his logbooks. I don't know how she like saw the amount. We don't get an amount.
But she knows the amount.
But she's like, he was grossly overpaying me, unquote.
It doesn't really sound like it. I mean, you're doing heists and you're robbing people. You're hanging out with the bone carver. I mean, it sounds like you're not getting grossly. You're stopping a war. I hope you're getting paid.
I think it's like, oh, he's so woke, unlike Tamlin.
Right.
So
with the tithe.
Rhys isn't holding her hostage. He's paying her fair wage.
Right. Sure.
Yeah. Whatever. So. Something they have in common is that Rhys has PTSD also from the war and Amarantha and being Emerald the Sword.
Really with a deft hand.
Yeah, so he has a nightmare one night, and she like helps him out. He's like covered in like black clouds or whatever. She goes in there, and he like lashes out and wakes up, and he's completely naked.
Whoa!
And he's like, oh, I don't want to look down, but apparently he has tattoos on his knees, and she's like, "What's that about?" And they do some fantasy texting. It's really funny. He's like, "Thanks for last night," and like the peers, whatever. And so then she's like, "So what do the tattoos on your knees mean?" And then sends it back.
Please respond. Please respond. Please respond.
And he's like, "It means that no one will ever be able to have power over me again." I'm like, okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know. There's so many
Should
things.
we get tattoos on our knees so nobody can have power over us?
I don't know why it has to be on the knees.
They don't bring it up.
Like, no. I'm pretty sure this is the last time the knee
But
did
you look at his penis?
I think it's implied that she maybe stole a glance. They also talk about how Illyrians' wings correlate with the size of their something else.
Oh my God. And does Rice have big wings?
I think he has some pretty big wings.
Yeah.
So, keep that in mind.
Do you think they'll bring up whether he's uncircumcised or not?
I don't think that ever comes up.
Damn it.
I know.
Damn it.
We'll never know.
I can never know if I can trust him or not.
I'm sure there's some fan art that you could
Oh,
look
yeah.
up if you really want to, or the
yeah.
listener could look up if they
That's
really
true.
wanted to.
That's true.
Okay, what else? Oh, now this is a good time to bring up Farah's PTSD, which we mentioned last time. Not the most subtle thing in the world. She's triggered by the color red because red's the color of blood.
Right.
And she's triggered by being
She
under
killed those
mountains
two-
because she was trapped under a mountain.
She's triggered by blood because she killed those two fairies, right?
Those two innocent fairies to save all the fairies in the whole world.
And they don't have hearts of stone, only Tamlin?
Only Tamlin had a heart of stone.
That's awesome.
I don't know if those two fairies come up at all again. Her PTSD sort of like changes.
Yeah.
Now she feels like she keeps calling herself like a traitor. She's like, I was a dirty, two-faced wretch, or like I was a traitorous liar who didn't deserve anything. Like, and she just sort of says that about herself.
With regard to what?
The fact that she like left Tamlin, I think.
I mean,
it feels very like
feels like we're grasping at straws.
we're getting told that she feels like a traitor, even though you're like, I don't really
you weren't
feel
pledged
like
to like
you
a
are.
cause. Like
Right.
he's not like the king of Highburn, and she's helping him like destroy the empire.
It feels very like juvenile, where like the only like the worst thing you can be is a hypocrite, and that's like your whole character journey. It feels like a lot of like YA-esque character stuff is like that.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. That does come up. The worst thing you can be is a hypocrite.
Which is,
like, go back on your word.
Not true.
No. No, it is not.
It might be the worst thing.
Like a 12-year-old
middle class 19-year-old white person could be, but I don't really know if that counts in like fairy world.
Do you think Judge Harry Stone was a hypocrite in the Night Court?
I mean, he couldn't have been. He was a judge.
What about Richard Mole played Nostradamus?
Nostradamus? This is Night Court?
No, it's his nickname.
Oh.
It's his nickname. It's Nostradamus. Now, this is interesting. His name is Nostradamus, quote unquote, Bull Shannon. So his name is Nostradamus. Nostradamus is in the Night Court, played by Richard Mole.
And now you have ABC's Night Court IMDb pulled up right now, right?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Yes, I do.
Oh, she also, because of her painting, she can't even like think about walking into the artist's quarter of the city without. She's like, I'm not an artist. I never deigned to think of myself so highly.
Yeah.
So anyway, remember last time there were like 6 queens. So apparently, after some letters getting sent, the 6 queens are like, okay, we'll meet you at Feyre's sisters' houses, Elaine and Nesta.
Right, because they're rich now.
Immediately, it feels like Sergio Maas runs out of descriptors for these queens, because 6 queens in one room with like 6 main cast characters, that's too many people.
Yep.
So right off the bat, half the queens aren't speaking.
Right. Yes.
we have like the Golden Queen, the Ancient Queen,
and what are the queens?
The
of?
Young Queen, like the mortal realms.
Okay. And it needs 8 queens. Isn't the
There's
mortal
6
realm like
queens.
half the size of the like? Not
I think
even
they're the
half
mainland
size
queens. It's like mainland Europe.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
if the map is the UK and Ireland, then Europe, they're the queens of whatever.
Yeah.
The Europe. So apparently they're like, they don't want to help. They're like, you need you to prove to us, and they don't want to give them the book, and they're being very coy, and they want their trust to be earned. So they come up with this plan where, in order to earn the Six Queens' trust, Reese is going to show them the secret city that he's kept secret for all these years.
No.
But he can't bring them there for some reason because they're like too far. They won't do it. So
Can't they teleport?
not the queen. No, it does. Back, you're thinking too hard about this. The only way they can do it is if they show the queens the secret city through a magic orb.
Okay.
Called the Veritas. That it's built in that everything that the orb shows is true.
Okay.
So that
I was just about to ask.
So that when the queens see it, they'll know it's true.
Yep.
And so they don't have the orb, so they have to go to the Court of Nightmares to do another heist to get this orb
But
to show
doesn't
the
Reese
queens.
own the Court of Nightmares?
Yeah, but like Reese's cousin Moore's dad like runs it, or it doesn't matter. They have to do another heist.
Yeah.
And basically the distraction is Reese shows up to be like, I'm the bad guy who's in charge of this place, and here's my woman. And basically their distraction is Farrah grinding on his hand in public.
What?
Yeah. It's like his like hand creeped up her thigh, and she was like, but I didn't want to, but like I liked it, but like we were doing this for the good of the mission. And he's like, we talked about this all beforehand, and I knew it wasn't real, but also it felt so good, I wanted to let myself have this. And it's like, yeah, and that was the distraction. Shit. And then long story short, they get the orb.
Sure. And she gets her orb, you know what I mean? This sounds really good.
Yeah, this is really good. Then at some point, because of their sexual tension, they have some sort of argument.
Sure.
I like sort of read it. I'm like, this feels like a normal, like just like a conflict conversation. And then later on, she was like, everything was like such a horrible mess between us now. I'm like, what?
You thought it was resolved?
No, I thought like, but I don't remember it being that big of a deal. And it was just them. She's like, you always hide behind a mask to pretend who you are. And like apparently that was like the worst thing she could have said in that moment. And that made this whole mess between them.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff from the first book where like something normal happens and it's like overstated in the back, and it's sort of like gaslights you to be like, was that big of a deal? And then normal people don't go back and read it.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know if that constitutes like a mess between the two of you.
That's good. It's good when you're trying to get lost in a story and you're just spend the whole time being bewilderingly confused about the conflict of the two main characters.
Yeah. So next thing that happens, there's this thing called Starfall. And now if you've ever seen the show Andor, it's
the same thing.
It's basically the same thing. It's a meteor shower with lots of pretty colors.
And so they're robbing the Empire, and they're trying to get money, and cousin from the bear is there. And,
yeah, it's all exactly the same. I mean, one of the name of the crew is literally named Cassian.
Really?
So,
That's true. That's true.
He's the spy master. He's Reese's spy master. Yeah. The Starfall happens, and it's like sort of romantic because they're together, but it's like will they, won't they? But it's also like they will. We all know they will.
It's a deft when it comes to stuff like that. It needs a deft hand, or else it's just annoying. It should be like fun.
Yeah, most of it's annoying because like they're the same level of quippy with each other.
Cool.
And then anytime Reese is like depressed because he has to pretend to be the bad guy in this like social structure that he's created for himself.
Right. You own
she tries to flirt with him to like cheer him up, and every time he won't flirt back, she's like, please, I need to drag him out of this darkness by flirting with, like, please just flirt with me back so that I know you're okay.
Oh my God. He's the guy. You don't have to do that. You can just be like, I'm a nice guy. Like, why does he have to put on airs? He's not Queen Amarantha's like sex pet anymore.
He has to do it to keep this beautiful city safe from other people.
But they already know. Some people already know about the secret city.
It doesn't matter. Think too hard about it. Doesn't matter.
So stupid.
It's pretty stupid. This part has my favorite non sequitur ever. I want to see if reading it in context makes any more sense. I literally laughed out loud when I read this.
While you do that, I'll read some fun goofs from Night Court. In the cafeteria, the exit doors are labeled with "These doors must remain unlocked during business hours." This is a California state requirement where the series is shot and is not seen in New York where the series is set. So that's a kind of fun goof that would happen on the night court.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, here's a passage.
Hanging
from
out with
Record of
Nostradamus, Bull, Shannon, of course.
Here's a passage from Record of Mist and Fury. I should also point out, no mist in this book, no fury. They're watching the stars. This is Reese. He watched the stars for a moment before he replied, "You were right, though. I stayed away because you were right, though I'm glad to hear my absence felt like a punishment." I snorted, but was grateful for the humor, for the way he'd always been able to make me laugh. "Any news with the orb or the queens?"
That's really good. Any news with the orb? Anyway, any news? How about that orb? What's that orb?
Any news with the orb or the queens?
Or the queens. Or anything.
Or anything. That was just really, he's like, nothing yet. They're like, okay. There's so much stuff in this book.
I know if there's news about the orb and the queens, you will tell me. You don't have to have the characters.
I'm literally the
ask
closest person to you.
Yeah, in this moment, it's
I'm going to know if there's room for orb and the queens. Later on, after all that's done, another bewildering moment happens where she like laughs in front of him, and then she says, "I hadn't smiled for him ever or laughed." And I was like, hold on.
That can't be true.
There's no way you've never laughed or smiled in front of Reese. You've spent 430 pages with him.
Huge cartoon frown on her face the whole time.
Literally less than 100 pages before that, she was smiling, laughing in his presence. So I looked this up. I went back and checked. But I guess she didn't smile like for him, which is like weird. You don't really smile for a person. It was just very like she's been laughing.
Yeah,
that's just smiling in different points. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, so there's a lot in this part about she's thinking about her past. She's thinking about like her past with him and everything.
Yeah.
And then she talks about the forgotten kiss when he forced herself on him in the dungeons.
Right.
Forced himself on her in the dungeons of the mountains
to help her.
Well, it's funny because that happens on like page 450. It's like the forgotten kiss. I'm like, yeah, us too, man. We also forgot about this. It's clear you seem to have forgot about this. I'm gonna go through a list later with what we're expected to forget that Reese has done.
Oh yes, good. Yes,
the bad guy.
Because surely she wrote the first book and he was the bad guy,
right? Or like the edgy, or like it's supposed to be. It's like Edward from Twilight. Like he's sort of dangerous and edgy, and like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter because that's not what these books are. You know, like they're not. It's not trying to be like consistent or like. No one's going to read the second one and then be like, but wait, Rysand did these 3 specific things. The book tells you, oh, he's good now and they're in love and it's fine.
It's not what you're here for.
And Feyre has PTSD about a mountain, but not nothing that this bat guy has done to her.
Right.
Okay. So.
And again, she wasn't buried under a mountain. She was just in the mountain. Something
in
happened.
A kingdom under the mountain. She was in a jail cell under the mountain.
Right. So I would have PTSD associated with jail, not mountains.
Not mountains. Not like see a mountain and be like,
no,
we're going camping.
No.
So this is sort of when like the plot gets convoluted. They like try to
or starts at all.
They like all but now Reese can't teleport because
why?
Well,
tell me why.
Now the bad guys can track him and his magic.
Oh no! Like,
but
how?
It doesn't say. They just can. Okay. So he has
to
walk everywhere.
Who are the bad guys?
Highburn.
We haven't met any of them.
No, we haven't.
So
he's like, they can track us. And so we have to like walk. So I can't fly you and teleport you anywhere, but like my other people can still do their magic for whatever reason. Reasons for things are not given for many things that happen.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
And so then they like go to a army camp to do more training because it's safer than the town. I wasn't clear why all of a sudden they had to be like in an army camp or like be in nature. And at some point they like go into the mountains to train or the woods or something. Reese gets captured, gets shot at with arrows and captured, but Feyre saves him. She learns she can teleport now, but only short distances. She like teleports from tree to tree.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So Reese gets shot with a poison arrow. She finds him like dying of this poison thing, and the way she solves it is she sets out a trap for that fairy that in the last book that if you ask it a question, it has to like tell you the real answer or whatever.
Yeah.
She just sort of like sets a trap and then catches it in 2 seconds, then asks it, what kind of poison was that? And it's like a poison that will kill him.
Nice.
And she's like, come on, dude. And he's like, okay, you got me. It's blood.
I was messing around. We were having fun.
It's blood bane. And she's like, what's the cure? It's like, you only had one question. Like,
Even though he gave her 2.
And it's like, fine. The only antidote is death. And he's like, oh, you got me.
Seriously?
No, that's the second part. But like the first part, he does like a trick. And she's like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And then he gives us the real answer. He also, this is the big reveal. She learns from this fairy, like Kanoi Facts, that Reese is Feyre's mate. Capital M mate. It's like rare. It's like soulmate. You know, this is a classic romance trope between like creatures. It's funny that the idea of mate is not explained in this book at all, which I didn't pick up on. But my partner who read these books said, like, it's weird that she's like, I haven't read a lot of books, so I was really confused by what they meant by mate. But it's like such a common trope that it seems like she didn't like feel the need to explain exactly what it was or like what it meant at that moment.
Because it sounds like you just are gonna fuck each other.
Yeah,
but that means soulmate.
But it's like, yeah, we're like supposed to be together. Like, yeah. But Reese has kept this from her, so she gets.
So Reese knows that.
So Reese has known this, and so she gets really mad at him for lying to her. For all the friends, she didn't tell her.
Never came up.
And he's like, I was just about to tell you. And then she's like, who else knew? It's like, well, two of your other new friends also know. Yeah, that's basically what. Well, she does not talking to him. She asks the cousin. He's like, so, and the cousin more is like, I knew, and like his best friends knew.
Yeah.
And she's like, no one was gonna tell me. So she gets really mad and asks,
Feyre, we're paying you. You have
this comes with a paycheck.
You have lines of credit at most stores.
I really hope there's a list of stores where like her credit's not good. She goes and she tries to buy like some like pants, and they're like, "We don't take
not
this money,
you,
not
pal.
here. Cash up front, please." So she gets mad, and she's like, "Hey, can you take me somewhere that's like isolated and he'll never find me, but that's like also safe, so I can like think this through."
Surely not a mountain.
So it's a cabin on top of a mountain. But she's fine now. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
So it's the cabin where like all the inner circle like go to party in the summers.
Sweet.
That's like their their vacation home.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's safe, and there's like wards around it, so no one can like teleport in here. So you can just sit here and think. And it's also like a automatic home that like knows all your needs, so you don't have to like figure out how anything works. Like it'll draw a bath for you. If you want one. And I think that's the only thing that happens. This house does this magical. It draws a bath for
anything you want. Okay, well, it could draw a bath for you.
Draw a bath. And like the food is all there, I guess. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So she can have her like I don't know
leftovers. From
I don't know what
party.
to think about this. Like I like Reese, but he lied to me about this one thing. I guess
I don't know if I can trust him.
Here
we go again.
Yep. So this was really funny. So she has like a page and a half where she's like thinking through all the things, like if he knew and I knew and how do I feel and Tamlin and I'm a traitor, and that happens like it's like 1.5 pages of interior monologue, page break. The next section starts. I was so bored. She's like immediately
you don't have
bored.
To be there.
You decided to be here.
What is it, do you think? What is it with the YA? And I'm including Mistborn in this.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like, trust and why?
I think it
Is easy?
Is easy, and I probably like the deepest thing you can do that's like still low stakes enough
Is to trust some is like
or that's like
to explore that conflict,
or that's like still not super complicated
because in like books for, and I'll say it, adults,
that never comes up once.
well, or if it does, it's like part of a larger symptomatic conflict
Sure.
that two characters are dealing with. Like the book, like let's say if somebody you know, cheats on their wife in a book, it's like, oh, these two people don't trust each other. But like it's not like, first of all, that is a way better example of how trust can deteriorate a relationship than this. Second of all, it also would encompass all of the we would get. I just don't. This is like nothing. It's just creating bullshit to have more.
I
pages.
wonder
It's
if
so
like
frustrating.
lying is the easiest way to create some sort of conflict that can be really easily resolved. Because it's like, oh, I lied to you. I can't believe you lied to me. Conflict.
Yeah.
Then as soon as they want to resolve, they can have one conversation where he's like, here are my reasons. And the other person is like, okay, I forgive you.
Yeah.
And then like it's done and we don't have to think about it and they can
Because
like,
what would be
happy.
interesting is if they weren't mates and he told her that they were.
Yeah, that's already like 3 levels of depth beyond like all of this. But then he wouldn't be the good guy who like gives her a paycheck and is like, I'll never control you or make you do anything.
And I understand it's a lie by omission. That is, of course, a lie.
Of course.
But what is the context? Why would he have had any need to bring that up ever? They're trying to stop a war.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It also gets resolved very quickly. So she gets mad. She's in this cabin. She opens the door. Guess what? She finds a bunch of paints, like buckets of paint.
Well, it provides for you.
So no, it is actually canonically explained that one of the members of the inner circle last time they were here like 2 years ago decided she wanted to learn how to paint, so she bought all this stuff, and then after one day got bored of it and went hunting instead.
That's the realest shit I've ever
heard. and that's why all the paints are still in there. So
you know what would be interesting though is you have the house that provides for you and knows really what you want, and to provide it with the art supplies would mean that she's like not being true to herself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You'd think, but it's because Amryn had a failed hobby or something,
which is pretty funny.
It is pretty.
It's a funny detail.
It is pretty funny, but it's also right on the heels of like, so why are all these paints here? And then you find out why, and you're like, oh, okay. So she doesn't have really canvas, so she spends the whole time painting stuff on the walls and on the floor and on the ceilings and like the furniture. And then Moore comes to visit, and she's like, "Oh wait, whose eyes are that above the door?" And Feyre's like, "Oh, those are Amryn's eyes, because like." She's, I feel like she's watching over us. And then Moore's like, wait, why aren't my eyes up there? I want my eyes to be up there. So when all the boys are here partying, they know I'm watching them and judging them. And Farrah's like, okay, I'll paint your eyes too. So she like paints her eyes up there. And it's like there's so much stuff where you're like, okay. And even though I was talking to my partner who read these books, she's like, there's a lot of stuff where you read and you're like, okay. Even for her, who's just like, she had fun reading this book. Anyway.
Well, there needs to be an editor. And like, that's when an editor steps in and is like, this is nothing. This
I know. So it really also seems like Sergio Maas got a note on using watery bowels, because that does not appear once in this book, even though it appears several times in the previous one. She's in this cabin painting the walls or whatever. Rhys shows up. He professes his love to her. Basically talks for literally 5 pages, beat by beat, every interaction they've ever had. He was secretly in love with her the whole time. He's so sorry that he lied to her, but felt like he had to. He's so sorry he did all that horrible stuff to her under the mountain. And she's like, oh, it's okay, because he's telling the truth to me now.
See, like, that's like, what? It doesn't excuse it.
I know.
And an interesting book would be playing with the dramatic irony of the reader being like, oh, this is not good that she's doing that. But because this is a bad novel, that no, you're being told that it is okay.
It is fine because the main character says
Right.
it's fine.
Yeah.
And basically after that, they sort of fuck like crazy.
Nice.
And they have sex in the paint. They're smeared with paint having
Whoa.
sex. Yeah. These
Talk about Jackson Pollock.
I want to old Jackson all over my Pollock or something. She Jackson on my Paul until I awk. Is that something?
That could be something.
Okay.
The puzzle pieces are there.
Anyway,
wait. So how's this sex scene as compared to the other one?
Much more graphic.
Yeah.
They keep getting more graphic, and therefore, kind of more cringe.
Yeah.
I much prefer the
Does
sex.
the word clitoris appear?
It does not.
Ah, what a shame. Fourth Wing still has the leg up.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of euphemisms. It's like his glorious length sprang free. There's like that sort of like generic romance stuff.
Yeah, that would be the craziest sentence.
Yeah,
that's the craziest sentence I've ever heard. That could be describing like a horse jumping like out of a fence, sprang free.
Yeah, it's just it's sexy because it's explicit, but also like we're the point where like I don't care about these characters at all.
Yeah,
and so the fact that they're fucking like crazy because they're mates like absolutely does nothing for me.
That's a shame because that's what it's all building to. That's why
Yep.
people like it. The what do they call it? What's the spice? The spice.
Oh
level.
yeah, the spice level.
Yeah, grow up.
Again, I must say, so this is the first like full on sex scene. This does not include grinding as a heist distraction.
No,
the first one happens page 30. This is like page 480, which is insane for a book that's sort of built around this. There's also they have a bunch of sex, whatever, and then he explains to her all this stuff. There's like a weirdly like traditional gender roles part of like being a mate where like it's part of the ritual that like she has to like make him soup. That's like part of it. He's like
seriously
cooking. Yeah, he's like, I'm hungry, and she's like, oh, I can make you some soup. He's like, you can cook, and she's like, no, not really. So she like reheats some soup and gives it to him, and he's like, this is an important part of the mating ritual and tradition.
Holy shit. And you're supposed to be like, awesome.
I guess. I think you're supposed to think it's funny because she just like reheated some soup.
It's not funny.
Like,
it's like super
whatever.
weird.
Yeah, and she's like, and then males are also like driven crazy by lust in the early days, and like we'll get mad at even our closest friends if we see them talking to you. So we have to like not be around my friends for a bit because I'm so horny.
Okay.
They're like, okay, great. So yeah, they're mates. They're having sex all the time. Whatever. They go to the queens. Sergio Maas realized her mistake. There's only 3 queens now.
What happened to the other 3?
So 3 didn't show up.
Sure, they were busy with queen stuff.
So now they're all trying to convince the queens to hand over the book, and they're like, "Here's our orb. Here's the secret city." And they're like, "Oh, why should we give it to you? Like, we've changed our minds." And so it's clear. It's one.
Can I say something to you right now?
Yeah.
I'm so bored.
Yeah. How do you think I felt reading all this? This is
unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Like if you want to read a book with strong female characters, just please read a better fucking author.
Also, I don't think Fair is a strong female character.
She's making him soup. It's an important part of the mating ritual. I understand, but she's making him soup. She's reheating soup. Which is dinner, by the way.
There is a lot of dinner. There's always like, I woke up just in time for breakfast, and I slept in through breakfast.
You're not going to have time to eat lunch because the day's going to get in the way, so what's your first meal? Boom, dinner. It's just, I really think this sounds like the worst thing ever.
It was not super fun to read. It's a lot of like, okay.
This is exactly why we as a country are in the position we're in right now, is because not enough people are saying, no, this is bad. And you're allowed to like it, but you have to admit it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you like it or not, but to get on a soapbox and be like, It's actually pretty good. Maybe why don't you read it? It's like, how about you read How about you read the back of a cereal box?
We'll get to this
Oh
at
my
the end, but I
God.
think a lot of people, a lot of people who like it admit that it's not good and it's just fun popcorn reading.
It doesn't even sound fun. It sounds boring.
And I think a lot of people like get off the high of like maybe they've only read 2 plot twists in their whole life, or like, whoa, that book, like I've seen like reviews and stuff be like, wow, that book was everything. I'm just so obsessed. And it's really feels like middle school level
Yeah, it
like
might be.
reading, like yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I remember reading like Snape killing Dumbledore
Yeah.
and being like, wow.
I'm shooketh.
Yeah. But now it's like, okay.
Yeah, right. I think it's a lot of that. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna try to speed through the rest of it because God knows the book does. There's only like 100 pages left in this book, and everything in this next part happens so quickly. So there's 3 queens, and they say like, well, we can't do this, and we can't give you the other half of the book because reasons, and everyone's mad at the queens, and then it's revealed that Reese wrote a letter like, I have someone I love and I want to like raise kids with her, and if you don't give us the book, that future will be forfeit or whatever. And then the queens are like, still no, and then they leave. But then under one of the queen's chairs there was a box with a note, and the box is the other half of the book in it. And the queen is like, the other queens are compromised. I read your letter, and it moved me. And so here's the other half of the book. And so now we have the other half of the book.
Anybody talk to Pharaoh? Does Pharaoh want to have kids?
I don't. It's supposed to be romantic. That Reese wrote this letter to the queens to be like, think about my future children.
Yeah, I know. Think about all of the reheated soup we're going to eat together. Do you want to live in a world where we can't even reheat soup?
So one of the queens leaves a book. One of the other queens is dead. The 2 didn't show up. They're compromised by the King of Hybern.
What does compromise mean? Like Osama bin Laden style? Like they've been...
Yeah, like it's clear like they're supposed to be good, but now they have some sort of deal with the big bad evil guy. This is relevant later. The reason I'm talking about the queens at all is because it's slightly relevant.
They're
in the
not
climax of this book.
dead. They're like they're not like puppet queens coming. They're like they've been bribed or whatever.
Yeah, they're like political puppets. They're not
I thought
literal
for a second
fantasy puppets.
they had been like, yeah, something like that. Like
no, also I have to say the queens never get names. It's always the golden queen and the old queen and the young queen or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, great. Immediately, they have the second half of the book. Immediately, Valaris gets attacked by the Hybern forces. Everyone fights it off within a couple pages. There's a lot of blood. Feyre defends the artist's quarter as like her big heroic act. She like holds her ground, but then like that's done. She realizes she wants to be an art therapist.
Now that we've tell me about these elves from Hybern, or fairies from Hybern.
So we get no details about any of the fairies or forces or anything. They're just like generic evil forces.
Yep.
And we do eventually meet the king of Hybern in this book later, and he's just generic evil king.
Yeah.
I know there's some discourse about this, which we might get to.
Yeah.
I'm thinking mainly possibly in the next book.
Okay. I was just curious if it happens now.
No, everything that happens is so surface level and cardboard that it cannot possibly be offensive to any particular ethnicity or cultural background.
Yeah.
Like it's not even that level of deep where you're getting offended by anything.
Right.
It's so like surface level. It's so generic. It's offensive.
Yeah. It's offensive to everyone in the way that it's bad.
Exactly. But apparently, in case anyone doesn't know, there's some discourse about like the bad guys being like coded as Irish or something. I'm sure that comes up more in the next book, which I'm gonna have to read.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so Pharaoh learns she wants to be an art therapist because she dealt with her stuff through painting, and she wants to have other people do it.
Just one thing, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it happens in the next book where they get pretty anti-Irish.
Sure.
The fact that it is fantasy Ireland and they are attacking is not bad because we don't have all the information yet.
Right.
So, like, if you really wanted to do, like, Cornwall and Wales versus Ireland,
yeah,
and you presented both sides like a normal person, and if you're a talented writer, everybody might walk away being like, well, I think this, I think that, but well, I'm glad I read it. I think what happens is that no, like the people there are like unequivocally like horrific beings, and that's where the bad stuff comes from. I just wanted to say that we're not going to get into it yet, but the fact that it's fantasy Ireland is not bad in and of itself.
Right. Yeah.
It's fantasy England and Ireland. That's nothing. Now it immediately raises concerns. Just the fact, but it's the fact that they exist could be fun
potentially.
Yeah.
If say the author cared.
Right.
And just we need a bad guy to be the backdrop of this romance. Anyway, okay. The secret city gets attacked, and we don't know how other people found out about the secret city, where they're like, oh, immediately the queens told the bad guy about the secret city because they saw it through the orb, which is just a palantir. We know this. The Amarin, who's translating the book, translates the book, and then immediately they're like, okay, the book is translated. Our spies have been working for months so we can infiltrate Highburn Castle, the bad guy's castle. So they literally just fly there and they land on it. And they're like, where is everybody? And they're like, we timed it so the guards are changing. So we're going to go in. And then they go in and they go into a room and the cauldron is there. And they're like, the cauldron. And then Feyre's job is to like say the secret spell that counters the cauldron. And then she stands in front of the cauldron, and the books are like whispering to her to like put us together. And instead of saying the words, she puts them together, and the book disappears. And she's like, "Oh no!" And then the evil king appears, and he's like, it's all a trap." And I'll tell you what, all of this happens just as fast as I'm telling you. It's insane. The pacing. I honestly think the worst part of this book is the pacing.
Yeah.
Because you'll have 10 pages of fucking Rysand talking about how, like, I was secretly in love with you. And then the big conflict about getting the cauldron is like, we flew to the castle and then we went in the castle.
Well, because that's not what people care about.
Right. So now here's the climax of the whole book. All right. They get there. They're trapped. The king of Hybern's there and he's like, you fell right into my trap. And then he's all like, come out, Tamlin. And Tamlin is there.
Wow.
He had sold them out to try to get Feyre back.
Wow.
He's like, oh, hey, if I get Feyre back, you can invade Prythian through the Spring Court, my lands. Bit of a twist.
This twist changed my life.
We're gonna let this run its whole.
I will say that'd be a better twist if he wasn't such a dickhead for the whole beginning.
Right. I sort of, and I'm not the only one in this. I found out online is who come around and are like all of a sudden rooting for Tamlin because of how comedically horrible. Oh, I didn't even tell you the craziest part. They keep revealing lore about how bad Tamlin is. Apparently, Tamlin's whole family is who killed Rhys's whole family.
Oh,
and
no.
it was a whole thing. Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
So Tamlin's equal the taxes, the Tamlin killing Rhys's family, the murders, the betrayal.
Now, I just Googled it. The King of Hybern is described as ruddy looking. Is that correct?
I was sort of skimming and didn't care, so I did not notice.
I believe that is correct.
Ruddy.
We're getting into it. So his cheeks are sort of red, like maybe he drinks a lot and his hair's red. Okay, cool. And he's rude.
So it's the big confrontation. I'm gonna just do bullet point by bullet point.
But it's so interesting.
The queens are also there.
What?
The queens betrayed them.
I'm not even sure they were ever on their side. 3 of them didn't even show up.
But the queens found out. They used the location to get Feyre's sisters to come, and they have Feyre's sisters. They're hostage.
So she runs into the problem of having 12 people in a scene earlier in the book. And then her solution to that is to just have as many people.
Every named character in the book be in the same room. And so I'm always also not exactly clear what happens. The only reason I know what happened is because after this chapter is over, the character explains it later. So the deal with the queens is dunking you in the cauldron makes you an immortal fairy, and the queens don't trust the evil king, so they brought Feyre's sisters to dunk them in the cauldron first to prove it's safe. And this is treated as some like death sentence. They get dunked in the cauldron.
But they're going to become immortal?
Yeah, but it's bad and evil. Don't worry about it.
Oh, but they become fairies, right?
But they become fairies. So the one sister gets dunked in the cauldron, and
How does she
Pharaoh's
get
like,
dunked?
no.
Like
They literally put her in the cauldron, and then they spill her out over the stairs, and she's like, her ears are pointy. And then they put Elaine, Pharaoh's other
Venice?
sister, in the cauldron. Pharaoh's other sister in the cauldron, tips them out, and she is a fairy now. And then Lucian, remember Lucian, Tamlin's friend? Tamlin's friend with a fake eye?
Yeah.
He looks at Elaine and says, Elaine's my mate.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay.
So they're not a mate before they're a fairy?
As
soon as they become fairies?
I guess not.
And so you walk around, everybody's got a mate, and you walk around your whole life, and you're like, God, where's my mate? And then you just have to assume that a human being needs to be dunked in a cauldron first?
I don't know, but it's supposed to raise the stakes, and it happens in the middle of the most confusing climax ever.
That's good.
And then I guess the inner circle leave at some point or something, but then Pharaoh like goes Super Saiyan with her powers, and she breaks the wards on the castle, but she like does it secretly so the king doesn't notice. And then she like makes a deal with Tamlin that like she'll go with him because Tamlin keeps trying to like grab her because he made this deal to get her back because Tamlin thinks Reese is mind controlling her because that's one of his powers.
Why do people come around to liking Tamlin again? Just because everybody else in the book is so annoying?
Yeah, there's a subreddit of like Tamlin truthers, like Tamlin did nothing wrong, which I find hilarious, and I think I'm on that team now. And then she makes a deal with Tamlin, like she'll go, but she's like, oh, I'll break the bond with Reese. And the evil king is like, fine. And he breaks the bond. And then Pharaoh pretends to be free of this mind control that Reese was air quotes, Reese was putting her under. And she goes with Tamlin. But then the big twist is the king didn't break the bond. The king broke the bargain that she had with Reese. So she doesn't have the tattoo on her hand anymore.
Oh, so she doesn't have to spend a week at night court every month.
Right, but she was just going to be there anyway. So that was the big trick. Like, the king felt magic break, but it was the bargain, not the bond.
Yeah.
Huge twist, Mac. You don't sound excited.
You
don't sound excited.
It's because I am still confused. What's the bond and what's the bargain?
Which
one is which?
The bond is the mating bond, them being mates.
Okay.
The bargain is the thing where like I have to spend a week with you and I have the tattoo and
so
whatever.
That's what's been broken?
That's what's been broken.
In this moment? Or it's been broken the whole time?
Moment.
Oh, okay.
But the bond is still intact. And then it's revealed that actually last night they like went to a priestess and got married.
Who did?
Reese and Pharaoh.
But isn't she our POV character?
Yeah.
How do you keep information like that from us, the reader?
Because you want to give it right at the end when everything's happening.
But that doesn't work if it's a first person novel.
Mac, don't think about it. And so that's the big climax. I'll tell you what, Mac, that was the most confusing. Okay, I also have to say, in the middle of all of this whole book, I haven't brought this up once. There's this human warrior named Jurian.
No, you have not brought it up once.
Because it doesn't matter at all, but they cannot stop talking about it.
People listen to the last episode like, where's Jurian? Where's all the Jurian talk?
Because it doesn't matter. Like, there's lore drop. So Jurian was like this human warrior who got trapped in Amarantha's ring to be like an eternal soul. I don't know if you remember that from the last book.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. They keep talking about it. They'd asked the weaver they asked the bone carver about Jurian. Then they get like some background where Jurian's a human who fell in love with a fairy, but the fairy wanted to go back home, and then they took her, and then Jurian got mad, and now he's evil, and he's working for the king, and he's an immortal warrior, and Jurian is here at the end.
Yes!
Being like, I'm evil now. And literally it doesn't matter at all. That's why I didn't bring it up.
But our hero is turned.
But imagine in the middle of all this, orb, queens, bond, I broke the wards, they left, I tricked Tamlin into thinking I broke from mind control I wasn't under.
But our boy's
Jurian
here.
was there. Oh, and then I got married last night. And then I'll tell you what, I thought I was having a stroke. Because I'm like, am I just not a good at reading? I don't know what's happening. And I was sitting next to my partner who read this. I'm like, I'm so confused about what's happening. She's like, yeah, I was too. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. And then the chapter ends. Oh, we got married last night. And then the next chapter is like from Rysand's point of view, and he like is back home like telling them what just happened. I want to see if I can get you the exact summary because like I was so confused. And then he says, Tamlin offered passage through his lands and our heads on platters to the king in exchange for trapping Feyre, breaking her bond and getting her to bring her back to the spring court. But Ianthe, that was the priestess.
Now, wait. How does it break the bond? You mean kill the guy? If they kill Rhys?
No, it's like a magic bond that the mating bond like binds them. It's like made of magic, so it can be broken by powerful magic, I think.
Okay.
But Ianthe, the priestess, betrayed Tamlin and told the king where to find Feyre's sisters. So the king had Feyre's sisters brought with the queens to prove he could make them immortal. But he put them in the cauldron. We could do nothing as they were turned. He had us by the balls. That's a quote from the book. We were out of options, and Feyre knew it, so she pretended to free herself from the control Tamlin thought I'd kept on her mind, pretending that she hated us, and told him she'd go home, but only if the killing stopped, if we went free. Yeah, so...
I mean, that does make sense.
That does make sense. It's hilarious that it happens a page after the most confusing deaths. I'm like, oh, that's what happened. And then Feyre's back in the spring.
Wait, so does that mean Sarah J. Maas's editor deserves to be tried at The Hague, or should they get a Nobel Prize because they had the wisdom to say
too many queens? We need a quick summary of what happens at the end of this book.
That's a good. You need a summary, not change what happened.
Yeah, don't make it clearer. Get rid of Jurian, who no one cares about. Have another character summarize it. The book ends. Tamlin brings Feyre back, and it's like, Tamlin has let the High Lady of the Night Court into his lands. That's how the book ends.
Wait, can you say that again?
Tamlin has let in the... I'll just read it to you.
Yes, please do.
The last line of the book. We do get one short chapter from Rysand's point of view. This is when he does the summary, because Feyre's not there, but he needs to summarize what happened to someone. Chapter 69, very fitting. Nice. The last chapter of the book is chapter 69. And so Tamlin unwittingly led the High Lady of the Night Court into the heart of his territory.
And who cares?
She's going to wreak havoc.
Oh my God, with
with her ex. She's going to wreak havoc on her ex's house.
Good for her.
Good for her. Okay, so... It was pretty awful.
Yeah, this sounds terrible.
I had sort of fun with how confusing it was, but there was a lot of like, okay, whatever. Lots of repeated phrases and words. We are going to take a trip to Danilo's Control F corner.
Nice. Yes. And you might not believe we have more sound effects than that. It's just we really like that one.
So she vomits 6 times in the book.
6.
Mm-hmm. She takes approximately 9 baths. She's always throwing around vulgar gestures,
which means the middle finger, right?
Yeah, but it's called a vulgar gesture. Yeah. She does that 7 times.
Or she's just always putting up her fingers and like doing the fuck. Like,
yeah, he walks away. She's doing like the
like thrusting her hips.
She's always calling mainly Rhys a prick. She's like, prick. What a you're such a prick. Yeah. Or like prick 1-word sentence happens a ton. That's 27 times.
Oh.
Characters are described as purring 23 times. Ooh. It's always Rysand purred or blah blah blah. Feyre purred. There's 53 snarls. There's always snarls softly. I snarled at him.
Now, I'm going to say this. I've said it before. Mm-hmm. I think on the show. Kurt Vonnegut, of course. If you need to describe how a sentence was said, you need to rewrite the sentence. Every single sentence in any book ever can just be, they said.
No, Harry ejaculated. to say a famous example.
Yes, exactly.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Also 25 growls.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
He growls.
Because they're animals. Or they're fairies. But they're actually just people. They're magic people. You
sound like Trump there a little bit. They're fairies.
They're just people.
They're magic people.
They're magic people. They're pointy ears.
She's the woman of the Night Court. Into the
They
Supreme
put
Court.
my sisters in a cauldron.
Nostradamus Bull Shannon.
They're going to solve some cases at night.
They are.
All right, time to read some 1-star book reviews. There's some pretty funny ones.
It's been a while. We didn't do it for Canticle because.
I guess I forgot about that.
But if you had a 1-star book review of Canticle for Leibowitz,
You're a doofus.
yeah, you're a doofus. So these are the heroes here. The 1-star book reviews for Akamath.
This has a staggering 4.47 stars on Goodreads.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think there's not a lot of people in our position where the first book is the worst thing they've ever read, and then they read the second one.
Yeah.
So I sort of get it.
Yeah.
1 star from Mads. I finished 2 hellish things today: school and this book.
Nice.
1 star by Noel. She started touching his wings, and I threw my Kindle at the wall. These fairies need help. Will not be continuing.
Shout out Noel.
Some of these are very like boomer at an establishment. Like they've lost my. I will no longer be a customer.
They have lost my business.
Cece says 1 star. It was giving fan fiction.
Which is, from what you've now, I haven't read it, of course, but from everything you've said to me and the parts you've read, is how it feels.
Mm-hmm. Ella 1 star. I sense my ACOTAR journey has come to an end. 1 star by Lil Rat Boy. I've never been so aware of how much I hate the writing style of a single person in all my life. The biggest twist in this absolute tome was SJM finally using the word women at the 97% mark. Instead of using like female or male.
Right.
In a similar vein. Oh, here we go. Andrea 1 star. Maas would rather die than use the words men and women. Here's another part of a good one that I feel like this is about the inner circle. Their entire tragic backstories, which I couldn't care less for, are info dumped on us the moment we meet them. They have no different personality traits. All the characters in the book are good at fighting, sassy and sarcastic, have tragic backstories, are powerful fae, can do no wrong, say #feminism quotes, and have lived for 500 or more years.
That's good. Those are well-rounded characters.
Let's do 2 more. Jules 1 star. The more I hear about Reese, the more I want to commit arson. By 1 star review by Olive Garden. He is 500 plus. Her prefrontal cortex has not yet fully developed. And the last one, my favorite one, Grace 1 star. When you fall in love with a bat.
That's true. But hey, when you're here, you're family.
Oh yeah, there was a whole other there's a whole other thing where like he's like Illyrians never let other people touch their wings during sex.
Okay.
Some say that Illyrians can orgasm just from having their wings touched.
Oh, it's like if you play with your nipples hard enough, you can come.
I guess. Yeah. But it's big bat wings.
Sure.
And so she does it at some point, while they're having sex.
And he's like,
but who cares?
It tickles.
But who cares?
Does now this is going to be a crass question to know.
Yeah.
Does Reese give Feyre a cream pie?
I think so.
Is there so there's a possibility she is pregnant already?
So then they immediately talk about it. She's like, I haven't been taking a tonic and for this, and they're like, a war's brewing. We don't know if I want to have a kid with you when it's like safe. And so she's like, okay, I'll go to town and get a tonic today. And that's the last time it comes up.
She gets Plan B from a line of credit, and that's a plot point.
from her boyfriend's line of credit. Husbands, I guess now.
Husband.
Her husband is now paying her a paycheck.
It's a husband, wife, employer, employee relationship made her get an abortion next day.
Oh man. All right. I also have to say I stumbled across this while reading. It's a summary of the last book, and I must remind everyone. I don't remember if I read this, but it's really funny.
You mean the previous book?
The previous book, ACOTAR. This commenter says, also, I can't discuss ACOTAR without reminding everyone that Feyre suffers grievous bodily harm, gets extorted into being a guy's mind-controlled lap dance machine, and murders 2 innocent people all because she couldn't solve the world's easiest riddle. And then she solves the riddle. which I think is the best
It
summary
is.
of that
It
book I
is.
could come up with.
Then she
Or
solves
that
the
anyone's
riddle.
come up with. Oh my god, my brain feels like it's juice, but we're not done yet. Okay, Rysand's supposed to be the good guy. Let me give you a list of all the things he does in the previous book.
Yes.
Drugs her, forces a kiss on her, forcibly tattoos her, makes her do half-naked lap dances in public at night for weeks under influence of said drugs. In order to coerce her to accept a bargain, he grabs the shard of her bone that's sticking out of her arm and twists it.
Jesus Christ.
That literally happens. People are talking about it. I'm like, I got to make sure. Literally, that happens in the previous book. And he coerces her into a magical hostage bargain. And this is the good guy.
Yeah, this is our hero. This is the guy who says, I'm not having a kid with you right now. Get the abortion next day.
Now, Tamlin truthers, imagine this from Tamlin's point of view. The guy who killed your family, because then Rhys went and killed Tamlin's family. The guy who killed your family coerces your girlfriend into a magical bargain under duress, steals her, and then she all of a sudden doesn't want to come back and wants to be with her. This is the guy who's famous for mind controlling people.
Yep.
And then she's gone for months. You can't find her anywhere. You never hear anything from her. And then you do your best to try to get her back, and then she acts like her mind control has stopped working, and she goes back with you and says thank you. And Tamlin, you're like, what? He's like, I know I got anger issues and I do this tie thing.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah. But now, like, when you describe it like that, his anger at the beginning seems really justified.
at him
So Rhys killed Tamlin's family?
in retaliation. It's like their dads had like some sort of blood
I thought
feud.
earlier I misheard you. I thought you said Tamlin killed Rhys's family.
There was another info dumpy passage
Sure.
of like Rhys
Somebody's
kills
family got
Tamlin,
killed.
the dad killed the dad, and then the brothers were there, and then Rhys attacked Tamlin's family and killed them all. Like,
Sounds like to me Tamlin did nothing wrong. I mean, he tithes,
I mean,
but who among us doesn't?
we all pay taxes.
We all pay taxes.
Other big hits. I don't know. There's more sex, but it's worse. I didn't think it was. The sex with Tamlin was better written, I thought. But they do it in paint. It's so romantic.
I guess. Sounds messy to me.
And I think at the end of the day, you can like nitpick what's toxic or problematic.
Sure.
I think two things. Like one, like it's fantasy. It's fine if we want to read about things or fantasize about things that like aren't real or we normally wouldn't like, oh, we want to play video games about war, but like it doesn't mean I actually
want to be in a
chop
war.
someone with
Yeah.
a big sword.
You shoot people in GTA, you don't want to shoot people in real life.
Right. And I think there's some weird discourse about like, Rhys is toxic and whatever. And like, okay, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
I
agree
think
with it.
we are all sort of going past the big idea that these books are just bad.
Yeah,
They're
poorly
written and boring, and the pacing is so bad. And honestly, it just feels to me that the truly, I think, irredeemable quality is it just feels like she doesn't care
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like the world, the characters, anything. We have our issues with Brandon Sanderson and his style. This
But
feels very similar to that. But I know you can feel that he cares about like his
Deeply.
magic system.
Yep.
And he's like, I want Vin to be troubled, so I'm going to tell you 40 times that like she's troubled in a very specific way. I got no sense of like any sort of like soul behind this. It just really felt like I'm writing this so that it exists so I can be done with it.
Yeah.
Especially the climax and the fact that instead of rewriting it, you just have a character summarize it at the end and then end your book. Or like, six queens is too many queens, and then the next scene there's only 3 because reasons.
I know that's inexcusable. And
Yeah.
you're right. The point about Brandon Sanderson is a great point. You can really feel like he cares.
Yeah.
And that, in my opinion, and you might disagree, like people listening, I think that counts for something.
It does.
If
I think
you
it
can feel
really
that
does.
they care. We've talked a lot of shit about Brandon Sanderson. You can really feel that he cares.
I mean, you read Fourth Wing.
Yeah, I really felt like she cared.
It seems like, I haven't read that, but just from what I can tell, like from the author and the stuff, like it seems like she sort of cares about like that world and those characters.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
And Fourth Wing is a good example. It is terrible,
Mhm.
but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it nearly as much as you hated
it's
these
not
2 books.
boring. Like it
It's not
sounds like it
boring.
has some sort of internal consistency. The
It does.
characters like are not even interesting, but they just like feel like they're sort of characters.
They
like,
go
it can
on
be
a fun
tropey.
enough journey that when I had to, by the end of it, I did not feel like I'd wasted my time.
Yeah, it feels like what Fourth Wing is like very Hunger Games sort of esque, right?
Yeah.
Where like in Hunger Games is like a fine book. Like those are like real characters from real people, and the person
yes.
cares. You know, this feels so much worse than Hunger Games.
I don't know. I think maybe we should try to read Crescent City. Because it's her adult fantasy series.
I guess. I also can't believe that, okay, maybe the first book is like actually YA. I can't imagine recommending the sex scenes in this book to a teenager.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I mean, like, and listen, I don't care. I worked at Barnes & Noble. People would buy copies of this, and, I worked there for a little bit a few years ago when Fourth Wing came out, and watched many a 13-year-old girl with their mother buy 2 copies of Fourth Wing. Those are sexually explicit, but I think it's different in a book. I read a Game of Thrones when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it hurt anything. I would point, in the off chance you are listening to this podcast and you have a teenage child you are trying to get into reading. What am I trying to say? There are so many better books for that age group. Like, I feel like people who are reading this book aren't giving themselves enough credit for what they can handle upstairs.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, like there has to be better fairy smut out there.
There must be.
I am almost certain, I do not know this for a fact, there is a free fan fiction on Wattpad about fairy smut that is better written than these books.
Yeah. And if you know of one out there, listener, please send it to us.
God, we'll read it.
We
this
will.
makes me want to read good romantasy fairy stuff.
I think part of the romantasy genre, though, is inherently YA. I don't know if there's any getting away from that.
I mean, I think that can be fine. Like like Mistborn is YA-ish, and like that was fine. I don't know.
It's not. Mistborn is terrible, but in a different way.
Yeah,
not in like you're upset. I don't know. It's hard to explain. People have listened. They get it.
I think it's. Yeah, I think if you're thinking, please don't read these books. I don't think.
No,
I honestly
so
don't know if these deserve to be like trending and like hey, maybe Crescent City's better, or whatever,
or
but
House
like
of Glass or whatever,
or anything. But like I don't know if Feyre's story is where it's at, even for Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah.
It really feels like
it doesn't need to be told.
Now, I've promised my partner that I have to say a few nice things about this book.
4 more things?
A few nice things. She said it used to be 3. She upped it to 5. I can only think of 3. So sorry, honey. I'm just doing 3. I like that the Book of Breathings like talks to her in her mind, and each half has a different personality.
That's fun.
That only comes up, once.
Sure.
I think I ended up liking that Tamlin keeps getting portrayed as comically evil at every opportunity. I thought that ended up being really fun. I also did like the twist that at the end, the king breaks the magic bargain between them, thinking it was the bond, but not actually the bond. I thought that was kind of clever fantasy thing that I'd forgotten about. Like that seemed like a fine twist. And that is all I have to say.
What's about the stuff you didn't like? Let's get into it.
Well, you heard all of it just now.
Right.
You hear anything about the queens and the orb? I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it. And that's A Court of Mist and Fury. Like I said earlier, no mist, no fury.
Sans mist.
There you go. There's she gets angry and bursts into flame because she has the flame powers or whatever.
Oh, she literally goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah, because she has the fire powers. She has the powers
and
from
her
all
hair
the different
shoots up
highlights.
blonde on her head.
She can like shapeshift. What
man.
else can she do? She can read minds like Reese can. I mean, who knows? She can be warm. She
can be warm?
Yeah, she starts glowing when they're fucking.
Okay.
And he's like, "You're so beautiful." She's like, "I know."
And she's
whatever.
like, "I'm warm." Oh my God, I'm warm.
I'm covered in paint, glowing while I'm having sex with you.
That's cool. And touches little wings.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's stop talking about that, shall we?
Yeah, I want to I must put this past myself.
Well, if you enjoyed this, please leave a 5-star review on your podcatcher of choice. You can send us an email to hardcoverhooligans@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at hardcoverhooligans. And next time on the show, as was tradition for the last time, I will be reading the first half of Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros.
Second half of the Fourth Wing
verse
series. The second book in the Fourth Wing series.
Yes.
And I get a much-deserved break,
Yes.
I feel.
Yes. And we will return at some point to do the third of each of these. And I'm not going to make Danilo read the last two because at that point it feels unfair because there's only 3 Fourth Wing books.
Apparently one of them is from Nesta's point of view, the horribly awful sister who gets turned into a fairy. One of them is from, I think the last book is from her point of view.
That might be kind of cool.
I will not be reading that.
But yes, I will be reading Iron Flame. And depending on how that goes, maybe we'll just also do Onyx Storm right after that.
Yeah.
Just to bang it out.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Stay tuned.
We'll see how it goes. You can be assured I will be horny the whole time, like I was last time, listening at work with my headphones on, kind of peering around, hoping nobody sees what I'm listening to. But yeah, I think that's it. So stay.
And don't forget to check up about the orbs and the queens.
Yeah, if you've heard any word, if there's word of the orbs and the queens, if you'd let us know, that would be really great. And if you've had dinner today, I want to know what you had. And if you're getting paid,
if you've had a bath, if you're getting paid, if you checked your paid stub and it's
you're getting paid, you're being grossly overpaid. Please tell your employer so they can start paying you less.
I love the idea that this peasant woman who's never had enough money but also super rich knows what a reasonable paycheck
for the work she's doing
would be for being the part of the inner circle of the night court.
Yeah. That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. You have no idea.
What's the going rate?
Yeah.
Someone check LinkedIn. What should her salary really be?
Glassdoor. Well, thanks for listening, everybody, and stay. Stay what? What do you think?
Stay
pointy. Pointy ears.
Wingy. They have wings. We can do this for 15 more minutes.
Yeah, let's figure it out. Stay.
Should I flip to a random page?
Yeah. Yep. First word you see.
A small bed appeared.
Small bed appeared, everybody.
Stay paid. How about
Stay
that?
paid.
Stay paid.
Get laid and stay paid.
Get laid.
Thanks for listening.
Stay paid.